Hey folks, it's Abby and today I'm going to be doing my Christmas book haul. This is a lot of books. It's not as many books as I ended up getting for my birthday, thank the Lord Jesus, but it is still a fair amount. So first of all I'm going to start with the books that weren't from Christmas specifically. So, one book I don't have here because it's downstairs because I'm reading it is Silver Under Nightfall by Rena Tribeco. I am really enjoying this one so far. Vampires, Goldsboro book. Then, The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew, which is the Illumicrate book. I think this is my second last Illumicrate book I ever got. Then The Immortality Thief by Taryn Hunt. This is another Goldsboro book. Are you sensing a theme here? Then my last Illumicrate book is The Luminaries by Susan Dennard, or Dennard, not sure. Then I also am still carrying on with the series that I started because of the Illumicrate book box, and so I have the Illumicrate version of A Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross, which is a sequel to A River Enchanted. And then the final not Christmas book that I got was City of Last Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which was the Goldsboro book. These are all gorgeous, including Silver Under Nightfall, even though that's downstairs. These are all stunning. And I'm looking forward to reading them. But we have much more important books to get on. First up, Game of Thrones books. So I have read Game of Thrones. I read it a few years ago now, and my dad is the one who had all the copies and he was keeping them all so that I could read them. Here is the copy I read. And then I have all of the other Game of Thrones books, which I have 100% put in the wrong order. So enjoy that as I go through them. So we have A Clash of Kings, A Feast for Crows, A Storm of Swords. Part 1 is Steel and Snow and part 2 is Blood and Gold, and A Dance with Dragons, as I drop it, which is Dreams and Dust and After the Feast. So these weren't a Christmas present because I was always going to grab them from my dad whenever I was next able to go up to Newcastle and have enough space for all of these books, but I got them on Christmas, brought them home from Christmas, so they're counting. And then, keeping on the theme of my parents, I will tell you the one book that they got me, which is a Gaelic to English dictionary. So Scottish Gaelic to English. I am half Scottish. I spent Christmas in Scotland with my Scottish family, and I have been mentioning a little bit about how I've been delving slightly into Gaelic, like learning a little bit about it, and my mum thought it would be cute to get me this. So I'm learning Gaelic, Swedish and German, and I already have many German dictionaries because I did that in school, so now I just need a Swedish one. Then, carrying on the family side of things, we have books from my boyfriend. So I am surprised he got me books because he's usually just complaining about how many books that I have, but he did. They're all small, and I asked him if this was on purpose and he said it wasn't, which is surprising. But yes, so he got me 5 different books. One of them is an actual book translated from Japanese, and that is Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is the author of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I have a standalone video which I hate but everyone else seems to love, and I have been so excited to get this, and he was very worried I was going to buy myself this before he could gift it to me, so I'm very glad that I didn't, and I'm so excited to dive into this because this very light sci-fi with like some time travel but mainly just about the humanity is beautiful. Then the rest of the books that he got me were all mangas. So the first one is A Man and His Cat by Umi Sakurai. I adore this. I have already read it. December wrap up, if it's up already. I died. I died. I love it. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Then he got me Kirby Manga Mania, which is by Hirokazu Hikawa. I'm really bad with Japanese names. I really need to get him to teach me because he knows some Japanese. But yes. Kirby, I got the most recent Kirby game for the Switch for my birthday from my parents in October, so I'm very excited to read that. Sticking on the theme of video games, this is by Kokonasu Rumba, and it is books 1, 2 and 3 in the Animal Crossing Deserted Island Diary manga, which I'm sure is going to be so childish and so silly and so cute. I am so excited to read these. They're going to be very quick reads, so I'm tempted to read one of them in January for a certain Bollocks book club. That's what he got me, and I love them all. And now we are on to my wonderful and slightly insane friends. Of course, all of these people will be linked in the description down below. Please do go check all of them out. I found them through their content, and their content is all fantastic, so I highly recommend all of that. And as a slight interlude of the books, I'm going to be mentioning the stuff that Caitlin from My Cheshire Rabbit got me, because considering how big my TBR is, she decided to go for items instead of books. Also so that my boyfriend wouldn't murder her, but like, to help my TBR. We have a steampunk cat. Look at it. Then we have an incense burner with a little owl in the cauldron. So you put the incense in here and it comes out of the cauldron. I haven't bought the incense yet, but I'm very excited. And then the one that you guys are probably going to like the most, and despite how much I love those, Caitlin, you know this is my favourite. This is supposed to be a tarot card box, and I have tarot, but I'm keeping them in the cardboard box that they came in. This, with its dragon on top and with its deaths around the side, is my new TBR jar that you may have seen if you saw my January TBR, because I picked my first book for the TBR jar out of this for this year. I adore it. It's 100% my vibe. Like, it's got a little bit of like foliage, and it's like, it's supposed to look like stone, it's got dragons, it's got death, it's black. Hello, it's me. I love it. Thank you so much, Caitlin. Okay, where do I even start? Becca from the comic book Sanctum got me Redemptor by Jordan Ifueko. This is the second book in the Raybearer series. I read Raybearer via audiobook, and I think I would have enjoyed it more if I read it physically, but I still loved it, so I am very excited to add this to my repertoire. And also, I don't read enough young YA. Definitely need to add more of that. Chels from Not So Secret Bookaholic got me A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos, which is translated from French. I have heard so much about this fantasy series. I just keep hearing people yell about this, and I am so excited to dive in, and also look at how gorgeous this cover is. So pretty. Then from the beautiful Celine from Stuff Celine Does, who is French but did not get me the French book. She got me Royal Assassin by Rowan Hobb. She was the one who made me read Assassin's Apprentice, although Olivia got me that. But she made me read Assassin's Apprentice and I loved it, and she was right, and so she has decided to continue my new obsession. Thank you. I'm so excited to dive into this, although it is intimidatingly large. And Hannah from the Bookworms Feast got me The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I've heard so much about this high fantasy series, quite a lot of it from Chels, and I am so excited to try this one out. I need more dragons, and now I have a fair few dragon-based fantasy books, and I am very excited to dive in. Then Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. She went a slightly different route than Caitlin, but she also didn't want to add to my TBR because it's been stressing me out a bit. So she got me some books that I'd already read and that I wanted to own physical copies of. So this one is My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, which is going to be paired with The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. I read both of these electronically, this one via audiobook and this one via ebook from NetGalley, and I love them both, and Olivia decided that she needed to get some beautiful black authors that I loved onto my shelves, and I'm so grateful for that. I am always here to diversify my shelves, especially with books that I loved. Oh. Then Eleanor Nicotare. Eleanor, she got me Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang, which includes the short story that was the basis for the film Arrival, which was actually my and my partner's one of our first ever dates, and we loved that film, so it has a special place in my heart, and I'm very excited to read the short story and the other short stories in this collection and see if I also like Ted Chiang's writing on top of his story ideas. And then she also got me Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin, which I have been eyeing up, pun not intended, for a while now. It's like creepy panda bears that look into people's lives and like they can control them. I don't even know, but it sounds weird and I'm here for it. Hannah from letter M decided that I needed more middle grade on my TBR, and you know what? She's not wrong. So first up, she got me The Very Merry Murder Club, which was edited by Serena Patel and Robin Stevens and illustrated by Harry Woodgate. This is a collection of 13 winter mysteries, so I'm thinking of keeping this one till next year. I know it's still winter, but merry, so like Christmas. So I'm thinking of keeping this one till December. But yes, collection of middle grade short stories. Artemis Fowl and the Last Guardian by Owen Colfer. This is the 8th and final book in the Artemis Fowl series, one that I started when I was a child and have been waiting to finish for years, and for some reason never grabbed this book, and now I have it. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to finally finish off this childhood series of mine. I don't know how much they hold up to an adult audience, but I'm here for the nostalgia and also to finish out a series. And then the final book that Hannah got me is The Haunting of Evelyn Jones by Phil Hicks, and I think I might be keeping this one for December as well. You'll have to see why. But yes, thank you so much, Hannah. We're almost done, I promise. We're almost done. We just have the books that I got from Carrie from caring for books, who always goes overboard. Thank you so much, Carrie. She did also get me a few other little bits and pieces, so some chocolates and sweets from Duluth, and she also did get my partner a present, which is an in-joke, and we love it so much. It's a Christmas ornament and it will stay on our tree forever. We love it. It's one of our favourite ornaments. Because Carrie is Carrie, she also got me books. The first one that she got is Iron Widow by Ziran J. Zhao. I'm likely saying her name wrong. I really need to look it up because I love her content, so I need to look that up. But yes, this is a Chinese inspired, like Chinese history inspired fantasy. I'm very, very excited to dive into this. It's one that I was really annoyed that I missed out on getting the Illumicrate version of because it sounded right up my street. One of the Illumicrates that sounded more up my street than the others. And I'm just so excited to dive into this one, so thank you, Carrie. I know I've been saying that I want to read it for ages. And I don't know if you've read this one, so maybe we can buddy read it. Yes, we can buddy read it together. Then a book that I have read and Carrie has read, and that is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, and this is the Barnes & Noble's Barnes & Noble's special edition that will match with my War and Peace Barnes & Noble special edition, which Carrie also got me. And these are just gorgeous, gorgeous editions. I'm so happy to have it on my shelf. Thank you so much. I am 100% starting a collection now. I need to finish Les Mis and then get the Les Mis. These are just absolutely just gorgeous. Thank you so much. And if you haven't read The Count of Monte Cristo, like, I know it's huge, but it's a surprisingly accessible classic. Like, apart from the size. That's literally the only thing about it that's not accessible. It's a quick read for the size it is. Then there are two more books. Both of them not likely to be something that most of you will pick up. I'll go with the least likely first, but I am very excited for The Agates of Lake Superior, which is by Bob Lynch and Dan Lynch. This is what it is. Agates are a type of rock, for anyone who doesn't know. Lake Superior is the lake that Duluth sits on, if I'm not wrong, which is where Carrie lives. That's the city that she's in, so yes, very excited for that one for me. And then, one that you guys might be slightly more interested in, Fire and Ice, The Volcanoes of the Solar System by Natalie Starkey. Carrie has read this one and annotated it, so I'm so excited to read through this and see her annotations. We seem to be doing this with each other's interests with lore and with kind of geology, volcanology, geography, and I'm loving it. I'm loving that we're doing this. I need to find more lore books. And yeah, I'm so excited for this. I love space, I love volcanoes. This is perfection. And that is my entire Christmas haul. So not as ridiculous as the birthday haul, but still a big one. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching who got me any books or anything whatsoever. Thank you. Honestly, I don't deserve all of you, and I'm so excited to dive into these. I know a lot of you got me some of these books just to try and force me to read them because you want to know my opinion. And you know what? That is totally fair, and I look forward to giving you my opinion. Again, thank you so much, folks, for watching. If you'd like to see any more of my videos, please do hit the subscribe button, and all of my social media links are down in the description below. Let me know, did you get any books for Christmas or for any celebrations that you have over the winter, like end of December period? If you did, let me know one or two of them if you got as many as me. And I will see you folks in the next video. Bye!